Most of those built after me used my design, while you teapots quickly went out of use.
I think you'll find Glyn and the other coffee pots had very long and productive working lives, Stephen.
Oh, look how fast I am, Glyn! Oh, pew! This is why they call me the Rocket! Huh? The old mines. I remember the day I found King Godred's long-lost crown down there.
And I remember how you got trapped and had to be rescued, Stephen.
Oh, yes.
Stephen was starting to wonder whether the Earl liked Glyn better than him.
Thank you, Glyn. Enjoy the rest of the holiday. I've got something special planned when we reopen in the new year.
I wonder what he means, Millie.
I think the Earl is finally opening a railway museum.
Great idea. I'll do the tours. You can do the teas and coffees, Glyn.
Perhaps it will be Glyn doing the tour, Stephen, while you become an exhibit in the museum. You are the world-famous Rocket, after all.
I suppose even an old teapot like you knows how I got that name, Glyn. I beat 4 other engines at the Rainhill Trials.
I know. It's no wonder you're such a celebrity, Stephen. The Rainhill Trials are legendary.
What? Oh.
Are you okay?
Oh, of course I'm okay. I'm the Rocket. But this castle isn't big enough for the both of us, Glyn. It's time to find out just how fast you really are.
Oh, nowhere near as fast as you, I'm sure.
Well, let's find out. First one to Knapford wins and works at the castle. The loser becomes an exhibit in the Earl's Railway Museum.
No, I don't think the Earl or Sir Topham Hatt will like that.
Oh, are you scared? Right then, let's see if you can keep up with me. Ready? Steady?
I think I need to find the Earl.
Because Glyn and Stephen were both slow engines on a single track, Stephen couldn't speed ahead, and Glyn couldn't overtake him.
Oh, it was much quieter on the tracks in my day. Yours too, I'm sure. Anyway, I'm not a great fan of rushing about.
You just wish you were as fast as me.
Oh, that's right.
Finally, they made it onto the main line and went onto 2 separate tracks. But they were still travelling at exactly the same slow speed.
Of course, people take railways for granted these days.
They don't realise how much rail travel has opened up the world.
Express coming through!
Oh, come on, old-timers. Some of us have got work to do.
Stephen, get out of my way! Show some respect for your elders.
Sorry, Gordon. We're racing.
You call that racing?
I was winning races before you were even a sketch on a drawing board, young Gordon.
Oh, good one, Stephen. Would you like a glass of milk with that, young Gordon?
Before long, everyone had heard about Stephen and Glyn's race. and wanted to see it for themselves.
Hello, hello! Make way for the rocket! This is my friend Glyn. He's a coffee pot engine.
Hello!
Thank you! Oh, thank you!
Well, you two have certainly caused more confusion and delay than I've seen for many years. And I don't usually approve of racing, especially on the main line. Oh dear, I'm sorry, sir. This is all my fault.
No, it's mine, Glyn.
Actually, I think I'm partly to blame. Millie explained everything. But I'm glad to see you two have finally made friends. Did anyone actually win the race?
No, sir.
We came in together.
Oh, that's marvelous. Especially since you'll be working together at the castle.
Together? But I thought...
I am going to open a railway museum, Stephen, and my star attraction will be both of you.
Oh,
That's fantastic.
how marvellous!
I agree with Sir Topham about not racing on the main line, but if we were to hold a race elsewhere, perhaps we could have a classic engine race every year.
Oh, that's wonderful, isn't it? I'm very lucky to be in charge of such a wonderful railway, and I'm very proud of my engines too. They all work very hard to keep the railway on Sodor running smoothly. Whether the engines are steam or diesel, fast or slow, big or small, they are all really useful. Samson is a very proud saddle tank engine who came from the mainland to work on Sodor. He's very strong and can pull lots of heavy cargo. In fact, he believes he's the strongest and most useful engine on the island. Just because Samson is strong doesn't mean he knows everything. As Samson found out one day when I asked him to collect some heavy stone from the Blue Mountain Quarry. Samson was proud that he had an important job to do and began to show off to the other engines. But the other engines weren't impressed. They remembered the last time Samson had a job to do. He was too proud to ask the way, and he got lost. At the shunting yard, Samson buffered up to Gordon's express coaches instead of his freight cars. Stanley tried to tell Samson about his mistake, but he wouldn't listen. When Thomas arrived at the shunting yard to pick up Gordon's coaches, he was very surprised to hear that Samson had taken them. And the passengers at Wellsworth Station were not happy when the express didn't even stop. James chased Samson, trying to tell him he'd made a mistake, but Samson just wouldn't listen. When I found out that Samson had taken Gordon's coaches, I was very cross and told Gordon to take Annie and Clarabelle to collect the waiting passengers. Then I set off to find Samson. The narrow gauge engines were very surprised when Samson arrived to collect the stone, pulling passenger coaches. Suddenly, proud Samson realized his mistake. Now he knew what the other engines had tried to tell him. He felt very silly indeed. I met Samson on his way to pick up the cars. I told Samson I was cross, not because Samson had made a mistake, but because he hadn't listened to the other engines when they had tried to help.
Yes, sir. I know, sir. Won't let it happen again.